Hello, Sand Shark fans. We're here with head coach Jay Harris. Jay, unfortunate end of the season, 3-1 loss to Georgia Gwinnett, but there was a lot of fight and resilience in that game for the Sand Sharks. It was almost a tale of two halves. Can you talk about that game?
It's not really unfortunate, honestly. They're a good team, and on the day they got the job done and deserved to win. We showed great resilience, as you said. We fought. We never gave up. Heads never went down at any point. We really dug ourselves a hole with our own mistakes. They had some shots, and the stats show they had some more shots than us. But the goals they scored, we made individual errors, which can happen at any point. It's just unfortunate. It happens in this game, but that's soccer. But as I said, heads didn't go down. We continued to fight, and in the second half, it was, I would say, we had the edge, and it showed with getting the goal, because we continued to fight. And I think to get that goal at the end shows that we can still continue to compete with these teams, even though I think I said before that 3-1 is a little flattering on their behalf, but I take nothing away from them, and they've probably done enough to win the game on the day.
I think there's one, and you were talking about it just briefly, that last goal. It was in the last 60 seconds of the contest. Y'all could have easily caved, and they didn't. And with a set piece from Lauren, and it snuck through the back line, the fact that there was still fight. No, even though y'all were down 3-0 at that point, but was able to at least get a goal, that has to be a little bit like uplifting at that point. Can you kind of talk about that in the last 60 seconds, and then they were able to find the net?
Belief. We have belief as a team that we can compete with these top teams, and we've shown it over and over again, and we're getting close. We're getting very close. We're right on the cusp of, I think, really doing something really special. We've come up short quite a few times this year, but taking teams to the wire who are extremely good teams. Georgia Gwinnett might only be receiving votes right now, but they're a top 20 team. They are a very good team with a lot of depth. It's only the first few games of the year where they lost three in a row because of some issues they had with COVID. But other than that, they've had a stellar year, and they go from strength to strength. And I would anticipate them doing really well in the national tournament. And the other teams, obviously, Cumberland's top 10 team, Kaiser, Southeastern. So we're right there. It's about getting over the hump, getting the job done, and I'm excited for the fall. The great thing is, obviously, we don't have to wait so long until the next season.
Let's talk about training a little bit. The fact that y'all were able to play however many games it was this spring and do really, really well, that's got to carry some momentum. So how does that develop into the training from the spring of 21 to the fall of 21?
We just obviously have to maintain and continue with the same belief and work ethic. Obviously, as you said, I think the chemistry and things really picked up and went well in the spring. And because it's a short turnaround, everything is pretty fresh for the players. They're going to have hunger, and they're going to have that belief. And I think that's going to put us in a great position to kickstart and get off to a really good start in the fall. The schedule's complete. We need to make sure from now until fall that we do the right things to prepare to have a great year. They need some time off now, the whole month of April, just for them to decompress, take some time off, rest, and we'll start back up in May with some light conditioning and weights, and then obviously it'll just start to build up until we come back in August.
And you were talking about it, these top 25 teams, and there's a lot to build off of with playing these, like Southeastern going down to the wire, overtime game here with Southeastern. Then you have Cumberland, Georgia Gwinnett, the list goes on, Kaiser on the road. That has to be uplifting and confidence booster, like looking back at the 2020-21 season and saying you're right with it, and you're saying you're just almost there. How do you get from that almost there to defeating, and you gained your first point against a ranked Truett, correct? And Truett getting a point and tie with that one, and getting close to winning. How do you get from there to there?
Work and belief. You have to keep believing in yourself, keep believing in your teammates, and it'll come. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So that's why I'm just so excited for the incoming players to come in. They've been watching some of the games. They're excited. They can't wait to get here. And the players that are here, we build off what we've done this year with implementing players that are going to come in and aid and make us better and stronger as an 11 and as a squad. So you just have to, you can never stop believing and continue to work. And we know what we have to do. We know what we have to aim for. And we got to be more consistent and we got to be more clinical. And those are areas that we will definitely improve on.
I think one part of this team from this year was everyone was very versatile. They were able to go from winger to left backs or defensive holding mids to attacking mids with Mari. And everyone was playing different positions and doing really well with that. I think, and you can elaborate about this as well, is the fact that they're so versatile in their different positions and mindset. That's good for this year, but it's going to be even better for next year.
Definitely, but you also want to cement some positions down, and so players just get used to an exact position and working with similar players. Of course, you can rotate and you can sub in, but it's great to get a chemistry, and I think that's why the spring went as well as it did, because we started to cement down what exactly works for us and who's going to be in positions. As I said, in the fall, we didn't chop and change, but we had injuries and people out, and then coming back in, and we had limited to no pre-season, so we didn't have time to work on things. So the spring was a great time for us to get down really how we want to play, who works well together, and I think that came through in a lot of the games. So we'll continue to build off of that, but having players who can play in multiple positions can only help us moving forward.
So you talked about these incoming players for the fall. Can you kind of preview these players and what they bring to the table?
We have, obviously, we've brought in some forwards and attacking players to give us some more versatility and attacking options. We created good chances, and you're never going to get as many chances against strong teams as you do against maybe some other teams, even teams like yourself. So we have to be more clinical. So I've brought in some players that have experience playing at the high level, even a player that has been brought into a national team camp, and then some players from midfield and defense, really all over. Julia Girardi is going to be returning, who was here in 2019. So she's going to add a wide option for us. Gabby Bordeaux didn't play this semester, but she returned and she'll be back strong as ever. Rufi, who was here this semester, also will be playing in the fall. So the team is already excited for the players that are here this semester that didn't play, and once they see the level of talent that's coming in the fall that they haven't seen yet, it's only going to make individuals want to work harder, and the competition within the team is going to be heightened.
And then to kind of wrap this up, I know the NAI selection for the postseason is right here, and I don't want to say you're outside looking in, but it might be a stretch. I know we're kind of looking forward to that, but let's talk about the 21 schedule. You said you've already cemented this. Without divulging too much, what are there some games you're looking forward to? Did you plan them against different teams that you're kind of hoping to see players break out in a different way? What are your thoughts?
We have a lot of home games pre-conference, which is great. It's always nice to play at home. It's an advantage to play at home. So, and that's just really the way it worked out, because we didn't play in pre-conference in the fall of 20. So all the teams that owed us games are returning. So it just worked out that way, and I think it's going to put us in a great position to do well, because we play really well at home. I think our field's a bit of a fortress, and a lot of teams coming here know that it's going to be a battle when they come. I look forward to every game, quite honestly. I love game day. I love seeing us go out on the field and perform. There might be a couple of teams that you got your eye on, and Truett will be coming down here, which I look forward to that game. I like the coach and the team, so that'll be a battle. And we play Gwinnett again, so that's definitely a game that you mark on your calendar, because they're a top program, and I think next year it's going to be even closer. And then you have all the games between against NCAA Division II teams, as well as Francis, St St Andrews, and we go to Brunel. So we got NAI programs in it. NCAA Division Twos is varied. It's going to be tough competition. It's going to challenge our players, and by the time we get into conference, we should be ready to have a great year.
As always, we're so excited in the fact that there were so many records broken this year. 11 wins, most shutouts, most goals scored. It's looking at 21 fall. It's going to be a much better, stronger team. Not that this team wasn't bad this year, but it's just going to be elevating and going in even more steps in the right direction. But we hope you see your name on the NAI selection show coming up here in the next couple of days. But if not, we know we have an exciting 21 fall season slated ahead. But thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you. The pressure's on.